Hello, I am level 7, as you can see in the top left. This is Pixelo, as you can see just below level 7 in the top left. And I had no clue what the game was going to be about. It said on Newgrounds' front page, the tiny little description where you, if you hover your mouse over it, that it's sort of a logic puzzle, and it said something like solve simple logic puzzles to determine where to place pixels and things like that. So I started the game up, started playing it. Ooh, wow, let's just hit the mouse wheel right there. And I've paused here. There's no... When you click back, back is the opposite of pause, basically. Like, when you bring up the menu, back takes you just back to the game, not back to the menu like every other game in existence. And I don't want to click give up because I don't want to give up. Every puzzle, you are given 30 minutes to solve. And I don't know how hard they get later on, but I can tell you right now, it is not taking anywhere close to that. And by not taking anywhere close to that, I mean most of these I solve within 1 minute. Not that I'm that far in the game. So I'm going to click give up. Well, let me click back real quick. I have not done anything in this puzzle. You can see I was just 13 seconds into the match. I'm going to click menu. I'm going to click give up, and I don't want it to reveal. You have no way to verify this, but I am holding my hand over where the puzzle is, just in case. Okay, it didn't show me. So this is what the game looks like. The menu is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Every time you beat a level, and I'll show you when we beat this level, it unlocks the puzzles adjacent. So it unlocks, like if I beat this level, it'll unlock the puzzle beneath it. The whole top row is already unlocked because this is all one continuous thing. This kind of gives away what this puzzle is if you've ever played these before. I do not have normal or hard difficulty. This is the home screen, so I'm not sure why there's a home screen on the home screen. I guess actually this is the home screen. Available on the App Store. There you go. There are options. They don't... Oh, I have unlocked touch mode. Yay. There is a profile. When you unlock your profile, you have these badges that you earn. I'm not sure exactly what it is that earns this. Rookie badge, I think solving the first puzzle. And then when you hit level 3, you get the 3rd level badge. And now that I've hit level 5, there's the 5th level badge. What's... I'm going to say stupid is that you have to buy the badge that you've earned. You earn the right to buy the badge. But what's nice is the badge does come with an effect. So, for example, this one gives me 2% extra gold. This one would give me 4% extra experience. But I don't care about experience points right now. I care about gold, because gold is what you use to unlock these things. So, there's also stats, which apparently unlocks at some point. And the game automatically turns the I's lowercase. I did not type my name like an idiot with all caps except for lowercase i's. And then there's these prizes which do stuff, which don't do stuff apparently. Because when you click on them, it just, I guess these are like achievements of a sort. Okay, so then there's the shop. And in the shop, you can buy stuff like a theme. It actually tells you after the first couple puzzles to buy this theme. And this theme is stupid. Why is it stupid? Well, the game starts off, and we'll see this, with white squares, and then you fill it in with black. This changes it to black squares that you fill in with white. It flips the color scheme completely, and it wants you to buy this after only solving like 2 puzzles, which I think is just confusing, which is why I don't like it. But I bought it anyway because it kind of forces you to, and then there's all kinds of themes you can go with. None of these look at all appealing to me. I'd prefer to just keep the original basic Pixelo. Okay, so every time you come to this stupid menu, it redoes that little dingy sound. So, you have to go from another spot. So you start off with this. This is the tutorial. The tutorial is painfully slow. It's so slow. I do not skip tutorials in games. People who've watched my videos, you know that when I go through a tutorial, I go through the tutorial. I read the information that's presented. I check out the options screen is usually the first place I go when I start up a new game. This is one of those few games where the tutorial is so slow and so pedantic that I just skipped it halfway through. Fortunately, you get an award or something for passing the tutorial, and it gives it to you even if you skip. So we go in here. I have not known that this was called Pixelo, but I've played these before in on paper. So what you have, you use the mouse controls, or you can actually click with the mouse, but I'm going to use the keyboard controls. And it's essentially, if you remember Voltorb Flip, my video on how to solve those, it's very similar. I say very similar. You can't just use necessarily the same logic, but it's very similar logic. So whatever number appears on the rows is how many filled-in blocks will show up in those rows. And whatever appears in the column is how many filled-in blocks show up in that column. Now, when you see something like this, this is not an 11 because there's only 10 squares. This is a 1 and then another 1. This is a 10. So what you want to do is look wherever you have a 0, and you can fill these all in with X's. X's are nulls. They mean that there's nothing supposed to go there. And if you ever see one like a 10, you fill in all those blocks with fill it in. Normally you'd have like a pencil or something and you just, fill it in. One of the things I don't like about this is, and I'll just go ahead and get one wrong just to show you. If you get one wrong, it automatically puts a red X there. I don't like that. I really don't. When I solve crossword puzzles, I have a tablet, and I have crossword app on my tablet, and I play crosswords all the time. And I have it set up to not solve, not show me if the letter's wrong or not. That's up to me to figure out. So that if I get the puzzle done and it doesn't... normally, if you fill out the crossword 100%, the game pops up a little window telling you that you're done. And if you fill in all of the letters and that little window pops up, then you have to go back and do problem solving and figure out what's wrong. I don't like that this does this. However... I'm fine with there being an option for it if I could turn it off, which I can't. Okay, so we'll go down here to this 0. The reason why I didn't want to get one wrong is because you get less experience and less gold for every wrong answer. Okay, so now this one's 9. Now I know that because this is 9, there's going to be 9 blocks in a row filled in. If I didn't mention that before, this one and this one means that there's 1 block filled in, and then somewhere else there's 1 block filled in, and they're separate. When there's a big number like 9, it means that 9 blocks in a row are filled in. The question is, when you've got something like 10, it fills in the whole row. 9 fills in the whole row except 1. So it's either this first block or this last block that is empty. And since this column only has 1 block, and I already know where that block is, that means I can X out this column, and I know that this 9 goes this way. Now, I do actually like that the numbers gray out when you reach the requisite number of filled-in boxes. Maybe that seems a bit hypocritical given my hatred of telling me when my answer's wrong, but I don't know. Okay, so that one's done, this one's done. So we just fill in these X's. Okay. Now, I know that this one is 3, and I know that those 3 have to be either these 3 or these 3, which means this whole set gets X'd out. Those cannot be true. Likewise, this 4 could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, but it can't go any lower than that, so these get X'd out. This is 2, 1, 1. So I know that this is wrong. Is X'd out and this is X'd out. Why? Because there has to be 2 blocks together, and that 2's already taken care of, and there has to be a space before you can have 1 block by itself. So I know that these can't be filled in, and I know that this one can't be filled in. And now because there's a 1 and a 1, I know that this is a 1, space, this is a 1. Well, I don't know that for sure, because it could be this is a 1, space, space, this is a 1, or space 1, space 1. So that doesn't help me figure that out just yet. Let's see, what else can I fill in? Well, here we have 7 and 7. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and have that one not filled in, or and have that one not filled in. I know that these two 7s cannot both start here because this is a 1/1 form. So both of these cannot be right. However, I can fill in. So it's 7. So I know 6 in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. And that will cancel out this, and this, and this, and this. Okay. I know that there's 3 in a row here, and there's only so many boxes. So I know that this one and this one are both true. And I know that I need 4 in a row here. This one cannot be filled in. Why can this one not be filled in? Because there's 2 boxes here. So either the top one or the one beneath it is filled in, but this particular one is not, which means these 4 go this way. I'm now left with only 1 space here, and I can X out that. And I know that this is 4, so I fill that one in, X out that. This one is completely X'd out because there's no more numbers there. And I know that now this one gets filled in, and this one gets filled in. Okay. I'm going to point something out here because this, right as I was setting up to record this, is the first time I noticed that it tells you in the level what it's supposed to be. Which really helps if you want to figure it out. So if I go here, see that does that. Let's go back in here. I did not notice that it said gun up here the entire time I was doing this. I didn't notice in the previous levels. I did notice in this one that it said gun right before I started, because I was setting up the recording. I was looking at the time to talk about that, and I noticed it said gun here. That makes it kind of easy. Give up. So I'm going to try to avoid looking at what it is, but I already failed because I know it says jumper. I like it better as a purely mathematical exercise of logic, rather than trying to figure out exactly. There we go. And this one gets X'd out. Bump, 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 bump. Okay, what else do we have? This one gets 8, and it just so happens there's only 8 squares open. So there's that. Okay, this one is 3, 2, 1. Well, the 3 it can't be this one. So it either has to be those 3 or those 3. And then this has to be, mathematically, 2, 1. That has to be true. Alright, so I know that. This one is 4, 2, 1. And that's unlikely to be this 4 because these 2 cannot be both filled in because this is a 1 row. So it's likely that these are these 4. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not necessarily true. Well, yes, it is. It is necessarily true. These have to be filled in. Doon, doon, doon. Okay. These can now get X'd out. I don't know if this is the easiest way to X, but oh well. Okay. So, every so often I have to take a step back and look at what I've filled in to figure out what I can do. Now, this is 5, so this is in, and this is in, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. That means that these are X'd out, and these are in, so that's good. And then this gets 7. It's got 6 already filled in. This one needs 3, so either this one or this one. And this one needs 3. Oh, this is an X. Either this one or this one. It can't be both. So I'm not sure. Okay, actually, we can cross that out because that's a 3x1. So that one gets filled in. And this has to be 3 in a row. So that one gets filled in and that one gets X'd out. Okay, so now I need 2 and then 1. Well, this is 3 in a row, so there's 3. There's 3. 2, 2. 3, 2, 2. And there we go. Jumper. How is this jumper? Let's take a look at what this looks like on the next screen. Oh, by the way, I don't know if this ever goes away on its own. I've always had to click on it to make it go away. Oh, it's an arrow! That is not particularly obvious when you look at it. But on that little icon, which somehow is smaller and lower resolution, I mean, it's smaller but higher resolution. Okay, so it opens up the other stupid one, and then we go here. Alright, let's do one more, and then that will be the end of this. So... oh, these are not fun. because there's nothing obvious to pull out. I know that up here it's going to be pretty sparse. And pretty much this is the only one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I know those 4 have to be filled in, and then the other 3 can go either way. So, I'm not sure exactly where that gets cut off. Let's see. This is 6, which only tells me that this has to be filled in. See, if it's more than 5 mean this one's a 5. It could be these 5 right here. So I don't know that there's necessarily anything on this side. 6, however, has to cross the red line at least once. You have 5, 6, 5, 6. 7, on the other hand, has to cross the line twice. So we have 5, 6, 7, or if it was going the other way, 5, 6, 7. So I can fill those in with confidence, knowing that they are true. However, I do notice that this is a 1-4, and since we have a 1 here, those automatically get canceled out, and so somewhere in here is the 4. So that's helpful. Because this is a 3, we now know that none of these are filled in, and this has to be 2. Oh wait, no, I can't say that. Oh, come on, stupid game. I was about to explain my logic here. This one has to be X'd, and if you hit the X button twice, because normally you can take an X off, it would be considered wrong, but it won't let me be wrong. It has to show me the correct answer. Okay, so there's those 3. Still does not help me yet with these 6. Or those 6. Alright, this has to be 6, so I know this is true. I know this is true. And since this is an X, that means these have to be the 5. So those get X'd out. Okay, what else can we figure out here? Well, I know that these are not 1, because it could be there or it could be there. Who else? Okay, this one's 5. So I know that this, and this are true. Because it has to either be 5 with this one or 5 with this one. It's more likely to be this one. Alright, this one's 6. So again, I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see. Because this is 4 in a row, I know that this is true. So those can get X'd out. Dunk. Okay. I still can't X out the bottom one yet. And I do know that these are true, because that has to be filled in. And now for 7, we have 6 in a row, which means this is an X and this is an X. What else do we have? We have 5 in a row, so X, 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 and X, X, X. That's good. Well, this has to be 2 in a row, so that is not there, and that is not there. That's for sure. You can X these out because they were one whole, and this column has 2 in a row, so those can't be true. What else do we have that can be X'd out? Alright, so 6, which means this one, and this one are X'd out. This one, and this one are X'd out. Because this is 4 in a row, these 4 have to be true. This can get X'd out, and because this is 4 in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, these all get X'd out, which means that this is 1, which means this is X'd out. This can only be one of those, but it doesn't have to necessarily be either of those. Alright, because this is 2 in a row, however, this is not true. And these guys already have their 1s, so this X, 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 X. Okay. So that has to be true, or that has to be true. This has to be true and has to be true because there's 6 in a row, so you can't have an empty space in the middle. And now this row gets X'd out, which means this is true, And this is the only remaining block, so that is true, and that's 6 in a row, so X, X, X. We now see that for 7, 6, and 6, X, bunk, bunk. And there we go. There's our crane. So that's how you work it out. I know that it wasn't super helpful from one step to another, but the problem is with these puzzles, my brain works much faster than my mouth can speak. But you see the little bits of logic that are applied. You see the types of numbers that have to be there, and you just apply a this must be true. Either it has to be filled in, or there's no way it can be filled in because of the cross-section of those two numbers, the row and the column. And that, by filling in those rules and just rechecking over and over again, you're able to come up with the correct answer. Now, if you pay attention, I should say, to what it's supposed to end up looking like, for example, in this case, a crane, the only problem with that, something like a crane or the jumper or what have you, given that you're dealing with, 100 total pixels, it's not necessarily going to look super awesome, and there may not be a very standard automatic this is what that must look like kind of idea. But if it's something like one of the earlier puzzles, let's go back here, heart. If you knew it was a heart, you can probably figure out something like that. Oh, and by the way, this puzzle, much smaller and easier. Something like 111, you can see why logically it has to be that way. There's no other way to have a 111 in this instance. And then you have where was my next one that I want? Oh, this one's 1-1, and I just like the idea of it being there, but it's not. It's there and there. I got that exact same one wrong last time. So now I've got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I actually got that exact same one wrong last time, and that's when I figured out how to do the puzzle. But remember that before, I didn't know that it was a heart, because I totally didn't pay any attention to this up here. I didn't even see it, and so I was just trying to figure it out logically. Yay! Oh, if you do the puzzle over again, even if you get it wrong, you still get extra gold. That's much less than you get for finishing a level normally. Okay, so this is 10 by 10, 10 by 10, 10 by 10, 10 by 10. Can't get to these until you unlock them, and there are a lot of these. So I'm not going to sit here and solve every one of them on camera. That would be way too long. But all these are 5 by 5s. If someone, if you knew it was a capital letter A, that seems pretty quick and easy. If you knew it was headphones, if you knew it was music note, key, boat, cell phone, smiley face, those are all pretty easy to figure out. This one, let's just see. Oh, it's a shark. I have no clue what that would look like, but I know that there's a bunch of zeros. So zeros make it really easy because it cuts down on the number of boxes you have to pay attention to. Tens, of course, also make it very easy. Now this is 9, and I don't know yet which way that has to go. My thought process is it should be, well, let's see, 2 and 6. 1, 2, blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, still not automatic. But it makes sense that the shark's snout would be the pointiest thing on the left, but not necessarily. Let's see, this one's 5, and so I can fill in these 4 boxes. This one's 4, and there's only that, so I can fill in these 2 boxes. This one's also 4, so I can fill in 2 boxes. This one's 2, and I don't know if that 2 is these 2, or these 2, so that doesn't help. Alright, this one's 1-5, and this could be 5 in that direction, or it could be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either way, this one has to be true. And actually, well, no, because this could be 4 up here, so it's not necessarily true. This, however, is 6. So I know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that has to be true. And this one's 9. So this, and this have to be true. And actually, this one has to be true as well. There's no other way. Because of that, I know that this is false. this is false and this is false. Because that second block has to be next to those. Alright, what else do I know here? What else do I know? This one is all blacked out now. Dun 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 dun. Alright, for 3, that means you're blocked out and you're blocked out. For 2, you're blocked out, and you're blocked out. Let's see. For 4, you're blocked out. You are not blocked out because I don't know for sure that this is an answer. What else do we have here? For 2, you guys are all blocked out. Have to be. I have a 2 and then a 6. And the only way to fit a 2 is for this to be those 2. And now for the only way for 3 is for that to be 3. So these get blocked out. And this one has all of it in it, so that one gets blocked out. Okay. What else can I block out? Still cannot get rid of that. Because I got to figure out which way this is going. And still can't get rid of that one. Can get rid of that, because this one only needs 1, so you'd think 1, 1, or 1. But this needs 4 in a row, so this is isolated, so that gets blocked out, which means... Dun da da da. Those are true. This column needs 2 in a row, so the 1 can't be here, so the 1 is here, so the 5 gets canceled. That's good. This one is now filled, so we can get rid of those 2, which means that you are the number. This still needs 5 in a row. This still needs 6 in a row. And this still needs 2 in a row. Alright, so let's see if we can get some more logic here. So I have 3 here, but it could go 4, 5. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend that this goes 4, 5. So these 2 get canceled. 4, 5, 9. Oh, well, 9. 9 is obvious because we've got only that one left. Okay. So should the shark be more to the butt side or more to the top side? We don't know. Actually, is there a logical way to figure this out? Because if I fill this one in... Oh, yes, because this one cannot be, because the 2 in that row is canceled. So this has to be 1. And that means that this cannot be 1, which means that this is 1. And this has to be 6 in a row, so this is 1. So this gets canceled. So this is 1. And there's our shark. There you go. That took not even 5 minutes. I like this. This is a fun game. I hate the interface, though. It's terrible interface. And I've already made the complaint about how the... Wait, I got a new option. Able to move edge to edge. That's an option you have to unlock. Wow, I hope on the iPhone or whatever you don't have to pay for that. Alright, what badge do I got now? 6% gold. Sure, I'll buy that. Now I would get gold even faster. Yeah, so that would be my biggest problem. Man, I am not talking. I'm very tired right now. My biggest problem is just the whole, it tells you when you're wrong. What are the yellows? I guess the yellows are ones that you've perfected. And I guess you have to perfect it on the most recent stint. So let's just do this. This is using the mouse, by the way, which is much faster. You just can't... Alright, so let's do that. Yep. And now, are you gold? Yes, you are. Okay. So that seems an easy way to cheat. The only problem with using the mouse is... If you want to do... You have to hit the C button to switch between X's and not X's. Okay. That would make it a little bit easier to play, except I really don't like the fact that I have to use the keyboard while I'm using the mouse. That seems a little bit unnecessary. There we go. You don't really have to watch me fill this in, but I bet you're gonna. Yes. No. Is this the one? Yeah. Nope, that's not the one. That's not the one. That's the one. That's a pain in the butt. And let's just click all over the place. That's alright. Give up. I'm not thinking about it right now. So this is probably a game I'm going to play a little bit more when I get a couple minutes of free time or when I'm bored. And just make my way through it. I'm mostly interested in figuring out when normal and hard mode unlock. Is it just because I get to suddenly like a 15 by 15 board, and then they call that normal mode? Or is it later on when maybe easy mode means it gives you the answer when you click the wrong spot, and normal mode means it doesn't, and hard mode means you're not allowed to put X's on the board? I don't know. But I can't find out because the game makes you unlock them somehow. So, oh well. I don't know. Oh, this is a calendar. There's a daily puzzle as well. Very much a let's port it to Newgrounds from our iPad release. Oh well. Until next time, bye-bye.